What up, y'all? This is Big Nick Corey, coming at you from the Dead Animal Parade. You're listening to the only podcast that gives me the tingles inside of my penis. And that's Blaze and Cactus on Hastily Kayfabed Recap. Sorry, Reid, you just don't do anything for me. It's the show that really whips the llama's ass. It's Blaze and Cactus on Hastily Kayfabed Recap. And now, here's your host, Johnny Blaze.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hastily Kayfabed Recap.
The straight version.
I'm getting to that, actually. I am your host, Johnny Blaze, along with Cactus. So or I'm guessing Cactus is going to pull a Bobby Heenan and say that he's the host of the show and I'm the co-host.
Doesn't really matter, Mark.
But you might notice something different today. There's no faggots here.
Yay!
So we're actually treating you people to a special edition of a show that actually gets higher ratings than this, and that's the Blaze and Cactus Show. So this is the Blaze and Cactus edition of Hastily Kayfabed Recap.
Yeah, because apparently Ty and Reid couldn't make it this week because they're over on the brand new Adam and Steve network with her good friend Big Naked Corey. Big Naked Corey has his own brand new podcast called Big Naked Corey's Big Naked Ranch. And apparently they're going to talk about how you can fit certain animals up your ass.
Well, let's see if Big Naked Corey actually likes Reid, because I don't know. He said that Reid didn't do anything for him.
There you go.
So I'm waiting to see how that plays out.
That's his special buddy Reid Rambut. What are you talking about?
But
if you want to hear about Ty and Corey's past, I'm sure someone could suddenly flash up a picture of the Ty and Corey love picture.
And speaking of Reid, Hastily Kayfabed Recap this week, by the way, is sponsored by the Acolyte Protection Agency, APA. We are always pounding ass.
There you go.
Of course, not the kind of ass pounding Reid is used to, but.
Hey, remember, he lost a job lubing stuff.
And also, we got a second sponsor this week. The special Blaze and Cactus Show, because, this is two shows in one, so that's the Hastily Kayfabed Recap sponsor. The sponsor for our show this week is the Senor Benjamin's Landscaping Service. Whether you want your lawn to look its best or if you need someone to prepare the battlefield for deletion, look no further than Senor Benjamin's Landscaping Service.
His services are absolutely delightful.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of, and you might say that his landscaping is so good that has woken Matt Hardy.
Yeah, so I guess let's get the regular shit out the way.
Yep.
All right. Well, WWE's touring India this week. They actually had the Raw guys actually had a pretty busy week this week. I think they worked 5 or 6 days out of the week.
I think
literally jumping between the U.S. I think they did the South American tour and then they did fucking India.
I'm not sure, but I know when Cesaro put up that picture on Instagram, I think he said it was like 8 shows in 7 days or something.
Yeah, 8 shows in 7 days. That shit's nuts. And I think that was just the Raw crew. I don't think any of the SmackDown guys were there. I know the SmackDown guys were there for India.
Oh, I'm not sure. But I know that apparently Triple H's golden shovel was delayed through customs because Roman went over. So he's still the Intercontinental Champion much to the chagrin of the marks out there.
I love it. I hope he never loses the IC title. I hope he breaks Monkey's record.
But Triple H got the golden shovel back in time to defeat Jinder Mahal.
He got there just in time. It was sent Air India. So it smelled horrible.
Oh, bro.
Just like their cabs.
I'm guessing
You
I'm
ever
guessing
get
that.
with an Indian guy, folks? By the way, this show isn't going to be PC this week at
Oh,
all.
well, no shit. It's the Blaze and Cactus Show. It's just got the Hastily Kayfabe name.
So if words like shit, fuck, asshole, faggot, queerby, all that stuff offends you, you just shut it off now. I
Yeah.
don't.
Basically, this show is like the NWA going to CZW, which is exactly what happened. I never thought would. Where apparently not only did they get the undeserving CZW marks got not only an NWA title match, but a title change.
In front of these fucking washed, fucking marked faggots who sit there, they'll boo an NWA title match, but a cheer for someone having a weed whacker turned onto their fucking stomach.
Did you actually sit down and watch that match or no?
I haven't watched it yet. I keep meaning to sit down and fucking take a watch of it. But
It was so disrespectful. It wasn't even funny. I know. Okay, I know the crowd sometimes doesn't get into certain matches. I get that, but when you're sitting there with your stupid chants like delete, delete, or this match sucks, or fuck this guy, or fuck that guy, that's not what. I'm sorry to be a mark for it, but that's not what the NWA is about. It's tradition, which is something these people know nothing about.
well, you got to remember, most of these guys started watching wrestling during the Attitude Era.
And to the, I love when. By the way, Nick Aldis is Magnus. For those of you who can't remember his name, but yeah, Magnus went over on Tim Storm, and there's a few things I want to get into, but I'll get into this first. I love Magnus's promo at the end where he basically told him you basically called him undeserving and said that you will never see me or the NWA belt in this shithole again.
There you go. Because it's bad enough that they called the cops on fucking DJ Hyde's parents for having a large gathering of faggots in the fucking backyard.
It just speaks volumes about the WWE title, knowing that it won't be defended in some fucking garage somewhere where it looks like, dude, this is supposed to be their cage of death. Dude, it looks like, because the fucking NWA, because Corgan tapes everything now and puts up on YouTube. So I'm guessing he's using the power of YouTube, which is smart to promote his product. But the thing is, it was shot on a fucking 480 hand cam. Which
Jesus
is,
Christ.
yeah, it was literally shot in it looks like it looked all blurry as hell. I could barely see shit. But the thing is that it looks like it was by the way, it wasn't at ringside. By the way, it looked like it was shot from the crowd. Like some mark brought in a fucking video camera and taped it. That's the official NWA feed, folks. And by the way, it looked like it took place in a fucking warehouse or a garage somewhere.
It probably didn't it happen at DJ Hyde's parents' house?
I think that's Tournament of Death that's usually held there.
Jesus Christ.
And the fucking fact is DJ Hyde actually admits it. Like, yeah, it's my parents' backyard.
Fucking loser.
But the fact that, I can understand having a title match there, maybe an appearance, but there's many other worthy places to hold an NWA title change. For example, Ring of Honor.
Anywhere else.
Fucking Jersey, Ring of Honor, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Jersey All Pro. Fucking even Wrestle Pro. Fucking Long Island, fucking New York Wrestling Connection, if they're still around. I forget. But
anywhere else but fucking CW.
Look, you could hold it in my backyard. It'd probably draw more than CZW did.
Jesus!
Jesus!
Can you honestly fucking imagine? Back in 1999 or even in the mid 2000s when CZW was really popular for whatever fucking reason. These people are the ones fuck tradition and all that shit that always bitched at the marks who like traditional wrestling. And tell them that in 2017 they're actually going to host an NWA title change. They probably would have looked at you like you had smoke coming out of your ears.
Mm-hmm. Well, they looked at you like the ones that suggested that Nia Jax Enzo Amore storyline, which is still happening.
Yeah, and apparently the whole consensus of the whole thing of that is they're supposed to move her to 205 Live.
Jesus
So
Christ.
Vince is
Why is she getting demoted?
so Vince is actually going to get his dream of the cruiserweights being squashed.
Why is she getting demoted?
Because Braun Strowman is technically not a cruiserweight, and you could sit there and say Nia Jax is because she's under 205 pounds.
Jesus. You know what's sad? This thing with Enzo has actually been quite fucking entertaining. Then they had to go and put this stupid shit onto it.
Well, I'm not going to break out the whole raised by females and grown up with them all my fucking life, all that, but I'm going to spare you the bullshit on that one.
Wanting to be one.
But long story short, it seems that, like we always complain that WWE for black guys, you either have to be a savage or a criminal or just a hoodlum or just straight up hoodlum. But it seems for women, there hasn't been one female wrestler that hasn't gotten into a romantic angle or that's going to be. I mean, it's fucked up. You moved away from divas so much. You moved away from that. You want to be called women's wrestling, okay? But women's wrestling doesn't involve stupid storylines where they fall in love with another man. That's diva wrestling shit. I mean, can you imagine in the fucking 80s, having Sensational Sherry as the women's champion, falling in love with the Macho Man or some stupid bullshit like that? Or Wendy Richter, say, falling in love with the Junkyard Dog.
Oh boy, that would have went over like a farting shirt. A Texas redneck falling in love with a big fat black guy from fucking North Carolina. Yeah, that would have worked.
Okay, that would have been funny. Yeah, that one would have been funny.
My grandpa used to hang brothers like you. John.
Well, it's funny. This is this month is the 50th anniversary. Guess who's coming to dinner? Which, if you've seen the poster, that's basically the movie already. By the way, let me spoil it for you. Here's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. A nigger. There you go. That's the movie. The whole movie is about that a black guy comes to a white dinner.
Well, remember, if you don't, one of Bernie Mac's last movies, they actually remade it and had it where a white guy came to the black family's fucking dinner.
Wasn't that House Party one of the House Party movies?
No, it was literally called Guess Who or some shit like that.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
But yeah, it's like, really? And that's one of his last movies, folks.
One of whose?
Bernie Mac.
Oh, for fuck's sake. But anyway, moving on from that, a bit of breaking news that happened today, speaking of females and being
criminals.
Rich Swann arrested for kidnapping and false imprisonment, and of course, being that way, WWE wasted no time indefinitely suspending him.
Which, by the way, they're doing this because of assault and battery on a woman, but Steve Austin's Hall of Fame privileges haven't been taken away. Or he's not treated like he doesn't exist like they do with Hogan. But I digress.
And not to mention the fact that you have a known rapist and wife beater in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. So there you go. And also you have a murderer in there too.
Yeah.
You have Jimmy Snuka. You have Abdullah the Butcher in there with his Hep C, and superstar Billy Graham wanting to be removed from the Hall of Fame.
Superstar Billy Graham hates the WWE whenever they don't give him tickets when they're in Phoenix.
It's to the point where I really don't truly give a shit about the WWE Hall of Fame anymore. Because it seems like, it's more political than anything else who gets in, who gets out. And also the fact that, when you go in, they also take your bookings. Basically you got to wait 90. You can't get booked for anywhere for 90 days. And even after that, the company still has to approve your bookings. Which is why Demolition will never be in the Hall of Fame. But yeah. But
They have a wonderful shirt pushing that over at Pro Wrestling Tees, by the way.
And speaking of pro wrestling tees, the Hulkamania finally has arrived and
Yes, sir.
has a lot of great tees over there you should check out, including an 8-bit Hulkamania tee and an Ichiban tee.
I put it to you like this: within the next 2 weeks, I'll be ordering at least 3 of those Hogan shirts.
Or maybe we might get one courtesy of our friends at Pro Wrestling Tees.
I highly doubt that because we don't like the faggot club. Fuck the Bucks. Fuck Blowmega.
Yeah, I had to do the Stone Cold podcast thing there, plugging a product in the middle of the fucking show.
What? Dinner's cold? What? Smack.
It seems like fucking Austin does that every 5 minutes.
What?
Brilliant. But yeah.
What do you mean the beer's warm? What? Smack.
But apparently what happened with the general gist of the story is that Rich Swann, apparently his wife is a worker. And apparently he was critiquing her match. They got into an argument. She jumped out of the car because
like
she was
stupid bitch.
just quote unquote afraid of her life. And he chased after her, put her in a headlock, and threw her in the car.
Get your ass in this car, woman.
And she didn't call the cops, but a quote unquote witness did.
Mm-hmm. Basically, her being a dumb fucking broad, not being able to take fucking... Yeah, go ahead, call me sexist. I don't give a fuck. Her being a dumb fucking broad, not being able to take fucking critique. I know, I'll overreact and get attention. That's what...
Yep. That's pretty much what happened.
You just stick to the kitchen. We don't have these fucking problems.
Cactus, ladies and gentlemen, Cactus. Yeah. But also another WWE news. Apparently negotiations have stopped once again with WWE Neville. Apparently the plan was for him to rejoin them on the European tour. He was supposed to be moved to SmackDown Live, and now that's back up in the air if he's ever going to return.
At this point, it's like, who cares? The ship has sailed with him.
Yeah.
He reinvented himself with the Cruiserweight division. He had an awesome thing going with the King of the Cruiserweights division, but what are they going to do with him on SmackDown?
Nothing.
I don't think. I mean, what he's going to be just like he was before 205 Live. He's just going to be jobbing left and right. Or a mid-card guy that no one makes a big deal about anymore.
He's going to get lost in the shuffle.
I hate to say that, but it's true.
Yeah, he's going to get lost in the shuffle.
The guy's talented. I'm not saying that he's not good, because he's talented as hell, but he found his fucking thing in the Cruiserweight division. I think it's horseshit that they had fucking Enzo beat him the way they did. But considering how that's... I mean, hey, look, I've never really been the hugest fan of Enzo to begin with.
Yeah.
I like him and Cass as a fucking tag team, you know what I mean? But fucking... Hey, considering the fact that they took chicken shit and made chicken salad, you know, there goes an old proverb, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, say what you will about the Enzo thing, it works. You want to see him get his ass kicked.
Yeah, because Enzo's basically playing what he is in real life, a douchebag.
Yeah. You want to see him get his ass kicked.
Guys, and I speak from personal experience. He's acting like he is a fucking loudmouth Italian New Jersey wop.
Yeah.
Basically, so he's acting like some of my uncles do.
It's fucked up that we lost Neville in the fucking process.
Yeah. Except that Enzo hasn't gone to jail for drug use yet.
Yeah.
And by the way, Enzo's actually on the road with WWE instead of Railway State Prison, but I digress.
Yeah.
Anyway, apparently also WWE is considering a global warning pay-per-view for Australia in 2018. Apparently they think they can actually put a pay-per-view on in a 100,000 seat stadium over there.
Well, I mean, hell, didn't they do one of these a little while ago? That was the one that had the triple threat match with Triple H and Rocky and Lesnar, if I'm
Hmm?
not mistaken.
Yeah,
The last time
I
they
think
did
that
the
was like
Global
I think
Warrior?
that was 55,000.
Yeah, but still, that's what I'm saying. Didn't they do that was the one with the triple threat match, no?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
But
Hey,
considering a
what
lot
else?
of the talent that comes from Australia now, because especially in like the movie business, there's a lot of people from Australia coming up. So and it's actually a hotbed over there right now.
You could bring in a blonde and have her steal an iPad case. Oh, wait, they fired her already.
That wah 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 wah. Yeah, I definitely need to do some post production on this.
Oh, man.
Yeah, let's see here. Going along with that, Shayna Baszler's basically confirmed to come to NXT as that ominous force. And going
I could,
along with that, Ronda Rousey's move to WWE is a quote unquote imminent. So it looks like we may get the four horsewomen sooner rather than later.
although, by the way, apparently this stupid slut in the porn business felt the need to make a comment about Ronda making the jump to WWE.
Oh yeah, Mia Khalifa.
Oh, Ronda's lowering herself by doing this. This comes from a person who sucks dick for a living.
I was just about to say that too. You must
You
be
know, I don't
reading
judge
my mind.
John for his sexual preferences. I know that he does the same, but
I
still,
do not, but go ahead.
who the fuck are you? I believe it was Tyrus who said it best, and I don't feel like digging for quotes right now. But basically, along the gist of, it's come to the point in this country where even porn stars are given a fucking platform to say something about somebody.
Yeah, but it's fucked up. It's like, let's see. What would I rather be? Would I if I was a woman? Would I rather be a pro wrestler, or would I rather get paid to suck dick all day?
Well, I heard you do the later.
Of course.
You have some of the best rates in Elizabeth, since you want to talk about pricing and shilling things.
Ignore him, folks.
Go to loosecheeks.com. Tell them John and Reid sent you.
This is the stuff he thinks about, folks. This is the stuff he thinks about. But anyway, apparently also there's also a lot of WWE news this week. A lot of it. And apparently also WWE's teasing a feud with Bryan and Shane, which we obviously can see coming.
Yeah, but I see it's a waste if we're not going to get a match.
Well, basically they're saying he's still Bryan's still awaiting testing.
Mm.
But they're instead of actually getting it from a couple different sources, basically WWE is still stubborn and insisting that the clearance come from their own doctor. So a million doctors. So let's put it this way: a million doctors in the world can clear Bryan to wrestle, but just because their own physician won't do it, then obviously he can't be cleared, which is stupid.
Yeah.
It's like this is a doctor that has been dragged through the mud recently that doesn't even believe concussions are CTE is a thing, and you're still going to trust the welfare of your wrestlers to this joker. That's what I don't like about Dr. Maroon. This guy is actually went on the record saying that CTE is a myth. And
Jeez.
you're gonna let him, not the exact wording he used, but it's pretty much what he said. And you're gonna let this guy be in charge of your wrestlers. They should be hiring some of the fucking NFL doctors. But considering all the fucking injuries in football, I think they've got their fucking hands tied.
Mm.
And speaking of medical issues, Bret Hart's in the news again because he's suing a doctor that performed surgery for $1 million, saying that because of his surgery, he has no functionality in his index finger and thumb, and apparently can't sign anything and can't work anymore. Just here, Hart is now incapable, claiming that it was because of a lack of oxygen from the bandage. Hart is now incapable of participating in recreational and social activities, including pens, pencils, eating utensils, dressing himself without assistance, and masturbation. Okay, the last part I added.
Yeah, because he wanted to assist him with that.
Oh, brother. But what were you saying to me about Brett?
What about Brett?
You know, that whole thing, the whole thing about, Brett.
Oh, yeah, Bret Hart released a statement about it.
Yeah. What did he say?
This is what he said. Bret Hart can't sign Bret Hart. That will upset Bret Hart's fans. Bret Hart's fans spend hundreds of dollars just to be graced by the presence of their hero and Bret Hart's. Bret Hart.
Yeah,
I give this show a 4 out of 10.
I give his whole career 4 out of 10. There you go. I give that
fucking statement we got from Let the Shit Man Fart.
By the way, apparently there's actually an Impact Pizza now.
Yeah, they couldn't afford to get any sponsors, so they decided to do their own 6-sided pizza.
Oh, it says right here. There was actually a press conference for it. The unveiling of Impact Pizza and Beverage. And apparently it was for Bound for Glory. Let's see.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
They can't pay anyone, but they have pizza.
Mm-hmm. Impact superstar Bobby Lashley and reigning Impact World Champion Eli Drake will attend the press conference, along with representatives from Crust and Crate. At the press conference, Crust and Crate Fast Fire Pizza will unveil the first ever Impact Pizza, with Lashley and Drake set to eat slices from the inaugural Impact Pizza, along with the Impact official signature beverage. I wonder if that beverage is Clorox.
It should be, if you're forced to be there.
So this way you could drink it and basically not have to worry about anything anymore. They can't afford to pay nobody, but they could sponsor a pizza. And before we get into a random discussion, because we've been watching a lot of old school wrestling, and now we can actually talk about that, because certain people aren't here and wouldn't complain and say, "Oh well." Oh, that's right. We got to talk about Clash of the Champions first. That's right. I'm sorry, but I'm assuming you also have a review to give us.
Yeah, well, I'm one of those people. They couldn't wait for the physical version WWE 2K18 for the Switch. So I decided to go ahead and get the deluxe digital edition. And everything you guys have been reading online is absolutely true.
Damn.
I fire it up. I'm like, well, they say there's a lot of problems with created stuff and all that. I'm not going to mess with that yet. Let me try to do a basic singles match. It goes to load, I pick AJ Styles versus Akira Tozawa. Hey, let me get this, straight and out the way and to the point. Let's see how this plays, if it's really as bad as people say it is. The fucking video locks up halfway through. Then when the match starts to play, all of a sudden Tozawa's music hits during the middle of the match with his yelling and screaming and everything in his entrance.
Jesus Christ.
Then I went to go hit the phenomenal forearm with AJ and I missed. His body got all twisted and fucking contorted and was stuck like that until Tozawa hit me with a running drop kick. Everyone was saying that the game is unplayable. It's totally unplayable. 100% true. It locks, it freezes. Very many glitches. I decided to try to go into Community Showcase, to check the calls and stuff like that. The fucking game went right back to the freaking Switch menu. The game crashes when you try to edit almost anything in it.
Jesus Christ.
So, surface to say, wait till the patch comes out, kids.
And by the way, apparently the physical version is actually supposed to be out on Tuesday. So, but I haven't seen Amazon change their date, so fingers crossed on that one.
No, wait for the patch, kids.
Yeah, because it's literally unplayable from what I'm hearing. And obviously now you have a first-hand experience of it too.
Yeah, wait for the patch.
Yep. And by the way, just in time for Clash of Champions, which is on Sunday, since we're most likely going to do a wrap-up show if we do a show at all Sunday. Now, obviously, Ty's not here and Reid's not here because they're off shooting Big Naked Corey's Big Naked Ranch. And Will is at some gay station experience or whatever that is. So they're gonna have to give their predictions later on, and I guess we'll go over that on the post show. So we got 5 matches so far announced for Clash of Champions. I'm sure we're gonna get a couple more this week on SmackDown, but since we shoot this on a Sunday, we're actually not gonna have we're actually not gonna be able to cover those matches. So the first matchup, I'm gonna read from the top. I don't know why it's at the top. I'm guessing because it's the first match. Is AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship.
Jinder my balls.
Do you think Jinder's going to go over?
I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what happens with this, to be perfectly honest.
Because I haven't really been watching SmackDown too much, so I don't know if they've actually given Jinder any leeway. If they've given him any, if they've actually built him up, is he strong?
It's gonna be interesting to see.
So,
I don't think they're gonna have him beat AJ yet, though.
because remember when Mr. John Felix Cena comes back, he's supposed to. The plan is for him to beat Jinder for the belt and break Ric Flair's record. Oh shit! Apparently, because I'm actually checking the iPad as we're talking here. The Rich Swann story is officially made Daily Mail, and seeing the pictures, it looks like another case of a black woman beating his wife.
It's not February yet.
But I guess you could say his wife couldn't handle this.
It's not February yet.
But apparently his wife goes by the gimmick of Sue Young.
Uh-huh.
I'm not making this up, folks. Anyway, so I guess we're both
gonna go with Jinder.
So you're gonna go with Jinder. I'm going with AJ.
I'm gonna go with Jinder.
Okay, let me write.
You're gonna go with. I know you're gonna go with AJ because he makes your underbreeches tight in the front. I believe that's the quote you gave last time.
No, it's
He makes your nipples tingle.
It's more because I'm trying to. I'm actually not really sure, but if I have to throw it out there, I'll probably say AJ because maybe plans changed.
When you say AJ Styles, you gotta say it like that loser Don West. AJ Styles.
Oh, by the way, why don't you? That's another thing you should talk about the Switch. What happened when you picked AJ?
Which thing? There was so much fun things that happened when I picked AJ.
The phenomenal age.
Oh yeah, when it started stuttering during making his entrance. It sounded like the valedictorian of Higher Road High School was doing the announcement for that fucking game. The phenomenal.
I will say the next time we do one of these shows by ourselves that the other homos can't make it, I have to give you stories from my childhood at that school.
Oh boy.
I can give you one of them if we have enough time today. And by the way, this is a match that's actually to me, it's going to be the best match of the show. It's Baron Corbin versus Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler in a triple threat match for the United States Championship.
If they let these guys go, it would be awesome. I guarantee you this is probably going to be the dark horse, the match that fucking everyone's talking about. And I'm going to go for the glorious one winning his first WWE championship on the main roster here. Totally going for Roode.
Yep, same here. Definitely going for Roode myself.
Of course, they're probably going to have him pin Ziggler. That's probably why they put him in the match.
Because I don't see Corbin having the belt for very long.
Yeah. And AJ and Ziggler's the jobber to the stars now.
Yep, but then again, didn't he supposedly reinvent himself?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ripping off other. Oh God! Wait a minute! No! I just thought of something.
What?
Usually, when they give you a gimmick that you're ripping off other wrestlers, that usually means you're on your way out.
Hmm.
Because think about it, Charlie Haas did it. He went out the door. Damien Sandow did it. He went out the door.
Huh.
And now Ziggler's doing it. So pretty soon.
Yeah, but I think he stopped doing it.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he stopped doing it or not. It's just like Honky said, though. You know, the other rule, when they put you in baby blue,
Yeah.
bye. So I guess we can add that to the list, too.
Gimmick infringement, baby blue.
But anyway, the next matchup is Charlotte Flair versus Natalya again. And by the way, the fact that Starrcade is not up on the network is a damn shame.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go with Charlotte Flair on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Charlotte.
So that's two we agree on, and one we don't. And the match that's gonna suck on the evening.
I
It's
don't
gonna
think this four-way match is going to suck. It should be interesting.
the
They
Usos,
let them go.
the New Day, Gable and Benjamin, and Rusev and Aiden English.
It's Rusev Day.
So I assume you're going for Rusev.
I'm going for Rusev and Aiden English in this.
That's an interesting pick.
Because the fact they've been doing countdowns to Rusev Day, and Rusev Day is landing on my Classic Champions. And by the way, the Rusev Day shirt is the #1 selling shirt on Shop Zone. And yet they still refuse to push this kid. And when they do, they have him get squashed.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, it went out suddenly.
No, it's just the fact that whenever they fucking do something, whenever fucking they start doing something to Rusev, they end up having him get beat by Cena or fucking Reigns. Give this guy a fucking chance.
So I guess we could also call Gable and Benjamin the Team Angle 2000.
Ebony and Ivory.
Oh, that works too.
Two working together in perfect harmony.
I mean, I believe what you say about Rusev going over since that shirt's selling, but at the same time, they want the New Day to not only hold the longest tag title reign, but also the most tag title reigns. So, to be honest, I'm going with New Day on this one. That'll probably just be another excuse to throw the belts on them, so this way they're one step closer to breaking that record.
Just as long as they never have them show up on TV with those faggot unicorn belts.
Oh, I'm sure they will at one point once they find them merchable.
And fucking charge $500 for a replica of those fucking things.
And
Ugly ass fucking rainbow belts with fucking unicorns on them. They were the big naked Corey and Reid Rambutt editions of the tag belts.
you mean the Big Naked Corey Memorial belts?
There you go.
And of course, the main event of the evening, I'm guessing, it's going to be Orton and Nakamura, which is a unique name to me, versus Owens and Sami Zayn, with Shane McMahon as the special guest referee.
I'm gonna go with Zayn and Owens winning this.
You know, I was actually going with two things. One, that Owens and Zayn are going to lose, and they're going to go to Raw if they lose. Because Stephanie can say, "Well, my brother didn't know how to handle this, so I know how to handle them." Because you think about it, there was a tease for it at the end of Survivor Series.
Yeah.
So if they lose, I could put an asterisk here because I'm going to say if they lose, then they're going to go to Raw. I could see that happening, and basically Stephanie making that point clear. But most likely they're going to win, and Daniel Bryan is going to have something to do with it.
I had to see Orton turning on Nakamura.
To me, why would you build up Daniel Bryan?
Well, it
Trying
could
to
be a double
stop
thing,
Shane, huh?
It could be a double thing, Orton fucks Nakamura over. Then it could still lead to the whole fucking Bryan going off on Shane. You see, this is the guy you trusted. Once again, these guys got fucked over by you,
Yeah.
We could have won a Survivor Series, but your ego caused this. These guys should be in a better spot than they are, but your ego won't let you do anything with them.
And some tells me Bryan's going to cost him the match because of that. He's going to basically, some tell, even if it's something as little as Shane gets knocked out somehow and Daniel Bryan makes the pin. Counts the pin for Owens and Zayn. Something like that. Like, say Shane gets knocked out, and then Daniel Bryan runs down and makes the cover for Zayn and Owens. Something. It's going to be a convoluted mess.
That describes the WWE as a whole. It's a big, convoluted mess.
Yep, pretty much. And with that,
John's underwear after he watches the AJ Styles match.
For God's sake. And by the way, that concludes the Clash of the Champions segment. So obviously, we got some time left to kill. So we've been watching old school wrestling. We've been watching the complete years of. I've been watching 89 and 90. I don't know about. I think you're watching 85.
Well, I've been watching 85 and 86.
And you mentioned that apparently it was supposed to be Hillbilly Jim and Beefcake at the first WrestleMania.
Yeah, basically. Then when Hillbilly Jim got the leg injury, basically San Martino was like, "Oh, my son was going to take care of this guy. We'll get revenge for you, Hillbilly."
So basically, the worst match in the first WrestleMania, and possibly one of the worst matches in Mania history, gets its roots just because Hillbilly Jim got hurt.
Yeah.
That's friggin' low. And by the way, I noticed something weird when I was watching 89 for Superstars. Now, the place where I got them from actually had taped them in Nashville. And Nashville was actually where Wrestle War 89 took place. So it's actually weird to see on a WWF program advertisements for Wrestle War 90 ticket, not 90, Wrestle War 89 tickets. So an NWA commercial on the WWE broadcast.
Are you tired of watching this shit? You rather see Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat?
But then again, I guess it was payback, Because if you remember during the first Clash of the Champions, the WWE actually ran hotline ads on Clash of the Champions for their WrestleMania. It's like, hey, you tired of watching this crap? You want to know what's going on over at Atlantic City? Call this 900 number.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you were too poor to get the pay-per-view, but not too poor to call up a 900 number. But it's just it's funny going back on these things, especially now that I have the complete years between me and Cactus, is the fact that revisiting a lot of these episodes, we see angles or parts of angles or the start of angles we never thought happened. Like for example, we actually got to see the actual introduction of Sensational Sherry, like how that all came by. Everybody knows Macho was with Sherry, but they didn't. A lot of people probably don't know exactly what happened. And what happened was they showed, backstage at WrestleMania 5, Mean Gene interviewing Elizabeth, and Macho confronting her, Hogan trying to save Elizabeth from getting smacked, and all of a sudden Sherry, holds and comes up from behind and holds Hulk, and Macho hits him in the head with a chair. And that leads to Sensational Sherry being Savage's manager. Also, the fact of the matter that Big John Studd and Andre were actually supposed to have an angle at basically at the end of WrestleMania 5, where basically Andre actually did interviews saying that Studd was the reason Andre lost to Jake. It's a lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah, you'd be surprised to see looking back on a lot of these old shows.
And it sucks because that's why that's why we need these shows on the network, because you're missing a lot of you see the pay-per-views, you see that their matches are there, but you don't know why they happened or how they happened.
Another thing that bugs me about the network too, when you do sit there and watch how it happens, instead of it playing in succession, like okay, it goes from like, let's say you start watching WrestleMania 5. Instead of going into SummerSlam '89, it goes straight to WrestleMania 6.
Which is weird.
Yeah, which is like, why can't I just watch these in order? That's just a little pet peeve.
They should let you watch in order, but also they should let you be customizable with it. And that's one of the reasons I love Plex so much. Because I can literally make my own playlists.
He has one playlist on there called Big Black Dongs. I've been avoiding it.
Let me tell you a story about Cactus, by the way. This is the guy who, he has a spindle at my house of like discs that are not labeled. And I put one, I've been curious as to what were on the discs. I put one of them in, and all of a sudden I'm greeted to this lovely image of a chick sucking off a horse.
Yay! That's awesome.
And that's got to be one of the most fucked up things I've ever seen in my life.
That's awesome.
And apparently, also in that same spindle, he has one of this chick having sex with a dog.
That's actually on the same disc.
Seriously.
Hey, these were shit that people asked me to copy for them, but I found it fucking hilarious. And believe it or not, the guy that I got that from, he actually said that's one of the tapes people used to ask him for the most.
Because a lot of times when you hear about a chick having sex with a dog, you don't. It's like, I got to see that to believe it.
Well, most of the chicks here in Elizabeth have sex with dogs. They hang up with the North niggas. Those are a bunch of fucking flea-bitten mongrels.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten asked to do a lot of fucked up shit too. I can't lie. Like a bunch of sweaty black guys going down on a single chick, shucking and jiving as they're fucking her. Yeah, I've had a few of those. But anyway,
that one special video shoot that Corey did with this kiddie pool full of Skittles, where he took a scoop and dumped them over his ass and screamed out, "Taste the rainbow."
I heard about that tape. I didn't know it actually existed.
Apparently, you shot it.
I didn't shoot nothing.
That's what I heard.
But also, the best thing with Plex is that you can literally put your home media in a playlist. So we have the complete years of Wrestling Challenge, Superstars, pay-per-views. So we can literally put them in Saturday Night's Main Events. We can literally put them in order. And by the way, it's $5 a month that you basically pay. And you know, $5 a month is just so you can watch it on your mobile, which we also do. But if you're just doing it from a smart TV, you really don't have to pay anything. But still, the fact that this is basically a free program that can do that, but WWE Network can't.
Like I said, it's worth the price of admission alone. I watch this more than my fucking actual cable box.
Yeah. And not only the fact of the matter, you know, probably watch that more than the network.
Yeah.
Because they got to censor the crap out of everything. And
Here, they're all original TV broadcast. All the music, everything's still an original.
And it's going to get even worse once, you know, apparently they want to replace all of Jim Johnston's music now.
Since that bullshit case that they fucking fired Jim Johnson.
And they still haven't explained why.
Where his contract expired or whatever PC term they try to fucking use for it.
Jim Johnson got fired, but yet Kevin Dunn still has a job. Explain that.
I never leave a fuck.
About to say, you know, I would give advice to fucking Kevin Dunn on, you know, dating a black chick, but fuck him.
John's had jungle fever before.
She was a friend.
Jungle fever.
Until I realized that she was trying to use me to get back at her boyfriend.
Yeah. This is a musical episode.
If we do a musical episode, we might have to upload it on SoundCloud, or else we're gonna get flagged. Because YouTube wants to be a cocksucker when it comes to copywriting. You know?
Fuck you too.
And by the way, I am so sick and tired of seeing that fucking Honda Days commercial. I am so I must have seen it about 5,000 times just in the past month alone. Every fucking video on YouTube, even if it's like 30 seconds long, you still gotta sit through that fucking commercial of the nigger bitch with a snowman ruining Holiday Road.
Yeah.
It's like, this is how, don't you people realize this is how you get me to not buy your products?
Mm-hmm.
I never want to see another Honda again.
Living in Elizabeth, that's going to be kind of impossible.
But yeah, because most of the Hondas in this fucking neighborhood are stolen.
There you go.
Come out of your house, your car's on bricks. Oh, man.
Stop again.
That's why you can't hold the WrestleMania in North. Because of all the bullshit around here. You imagine going to fan access, you go back to your park, you all 20,000 people in the parking lot, their cars are all up on bricks. The fucking stereos are missing. Their fucking front window smashed in.
Welcome to Jersey, motherfucker.
There was literally something that I went through about a week ago. A fucking car had a fucking its back window smashed in, and it was broad fucking daylight. The glass was still on the ground, and nobody thought to call the cops. People just kept walking by. That's what kind of a neighborhood I live in. Nobody gives a shit. That's why, you know. That's why it's kind of hard to go to WWE events around here. I mean, who the hell wants to be stuck in the middle of Newark at fucking 11 o'clock at night looking for a fucking cab? The last time I went to a fucking event here in Newark was, I think, Raw, back in May. And it took me about fucking 45 minutes to get a lift to find me. Because they had this street closed off, they had that street closed off. So to find a place where I could literally get a lift sent to me was a pain in the ass. But anyway, I digress. I'm sure there's other stuff we could talk. By the way, just one thing we could talk about real quick, even though I haven't found it yet. The You Shoot What Else Snow actually said it perfectly about fucking people.
What's that?
You sit there, you bash the wrestlers, He's like, he was like, do you go to the doctor and tell the doctor, what you actually have? No. So why would? Because you're not a fucking doctor, much like you're not a fucking wrestler either.
There you go. That sums up 90 to 95% of the internet wrestling community.
Because first of all, I don't understand how you could sit there and rate matches. That's one thing I never honestly thought about. Because it's not like a TV guide look. No, okay, unless you let's say it lets you go to the movies, right? You either say you like the movie, you don't like the movie, or it was so-so. You don't sit there. A normal person doesn't sit there and go to watch the movie and go, like, for example, I didn't come out of the Disaster Artist on Thursday night going, I give it 3.5 stars. I said, hey, I enjoyed it. Like, okay, like I watched the match. Okay, I hated it, or I liked it, or it was so-so. I don't sit there and watch the match going, it's 1.5 stars. It's 3 stars. Or since it took place in Madison Square Garden, that's my favorite arena, so I'm going to give it 5 stars regardless.
Just like someone did with that Blue Mega match.
That match was not 6 stars. That match was a bunch of fucking flippy-do bullshit
Yeah.
that told no story. Dude, that match told no story whatsoever. I couldn't even figure out what the hell was going on. Who was what? Who was the good guy? Who was the bad guy? How much they hate each other? Things like that. Because a good wrestling match to me is, I forget the actual name of the ballet, but I'm sure people know what I'm talking about. There's this
Yeah,
ballet.
John knows ballet and musicals.
There's this ballet that has no words. That literally it's just the dancers dancing and the music, and it tells a story. That's literally what wrestling is. You literally they don't talk to each other in the ring. Well, they talk to each other to tell each other what to do, but they don't talk to the fans. You literally have to watch their moves, watch their expressions, their emotions, and see, and that tells the story. Just like, for example, the other Survivor Series, the Velveteen Dream Aleister Black match.
Oh, the NXT show, but yeah.
Yeah, but still, that was a perfect example of proper storytelling in wrestling. I haven't
Exactly.
watched
And it's
NXT
almost
since
a lost art. It's
yeah,
almost a lost art nowadays.
I haven't watched NXT since January, and by their actions, I was able to figure out what was going on. That's a good match. That's a 5-star match. That's a match that you know what's going on, that you can actually read the match. Not a fucking spot fest where it's a bunch of fucking people kicking out of finishers and reversals and flipping over the top rope 90,000 times. That's not
Just
a
to
match.
hit with a simple clothesline. Yeah.
A bunch of moves that are strung together that make no sense to be strung together. I mean, sure, I could sit there and fucking jump off the top rope 90,000 times, but it's not a match. It doesn't tell you nothing. It's it's a stunt show, and not a very good one at that. And just because it takes place in Tokyo, Japan, it gets 5 stars. That's what I find ridiculous. And by the way, that's one. By the way, it shouldn't be taken as word because that's one person's opinion. Hey, Meltzer gave a 5 star, so obviously he liked the match. But someone like me, well, actually, honestly, we know better. Doesn't like the match, so I would give it 1 star on his fucking scale. Not even that, because it didn't tell a story. It's not wrestling; it's a stunt show. But like I said, everybody has their own opinions, their own tastes of what they like, what they don't like. So for you to sit there and fucking rate a match like it's law is ridiculous. And the worst part is these fucking indie wrestlers are catering to this fucking asshole. They're actually calling in, petitioning them out. So, did you see my match? Take a look at my match. What do you think of my match? I know I've seen indie workers that have actually sent their tape to fucking Meltzer just to rate them. Now, if I'm going to send my fucking tape to anybody to rate my match or tell me if it was a good match, I'm sending my fucking tape to Ricky Steamboat. I'm sending it to fucking Harley Race. I'm not sending it to a fucking Mark that lives in California, who's never had one professional match in his life, nor went to one day of wrestling training. I'm not going to do it. I'm actually going to send my fucking tape to an actual expert. And I'm sure you got something to say about that. I think we killed him, folks. Hello, are you there with us?
I'm here.
Yeah, I said I'm sure you have something to say about that.
I for some reason I couldn't hear what you said. I had like a little period of dead silence there.
No, I was saying that if I'm going to send my tape to there's actually workers that will actually send their tapes to fucking Meltzer for him to rate their matches. And
I don't know why. For
I
that, I'd
said, if
fucking
I'm
take
going
the
to fucking send my tape to anybody to rate my match or say how good it was, I'm going to send it to someone like Harley Race or Ricky Steamboat.
Exactly. That's basically what I would have said.
Not some fucking Mark who lives in California, never worked one match in his life, nor went to one day of wrestling training.
Fuck Meltzer, fuck the Bucks, fuck Blowmega.
And by the way, can you believe that fucking they're actually close to getting a fucking arena for that show of
It's like we
theirs?
said I think we said on the show last week. That just goes to show that there's 10,000 idiots out there.
Yeah, I know. And apparently the leader is Dublin, so apparently no arena in the United States actually wants this garbage.
There you go. That's one good thing to be proud of. We have an awesome president.
What up, y'all? This is Big Nick Corey, coming at you from the Dead Animal Parade. It's the show that really whips the llama's ass. It's Blaze and Cactus on Hastily Kayfabed Recap. And now, here's your host, Johnny Blaze.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hastily Kayfabed Recap.
The straight version.
I'm getting to that, actually. I am your host, Johnny Blaze, along with Cactus. So or I'm guessing Cactus is going to pull a Bobby Heenan and say that he's the host of the show and I'm the co-host.
Does it really matter, Mark?
But you might notice something different today. There's no faggots here.
Yay!
So we're actually treating you people to a special edition of a show that actually gets higher ratings than this, and that's the Blaze and Cactus Show. So this is the Blaze and Cactus edition of Hastily Kayfabed Recap.
Yeah, because apparently Ty and Reid couldn't make it this week because they're over on the brand new Adam and Steve network with her good friend Big Naked Corey. Big Naked Corey has his own brand new podcast called Big Naked Corey's Big Naked Ranch. And apparently they're going to talk about how you can fit certain animals up your ass.
Well, let's see if Big Naked Corey actually likes Reid, because I don't know. He said that Reid didn't do anything for him.
There you go.
So I'm waiting to see how that plays out.
That's his special buddy Reid Rambut. What are you talking about?
But
if you want to hear about Ty and Corey's past, I'm sure someone could suddenly flash up a picture of the Ty and Corey love picture.
And speaking of Reid, Hastily Kayfabed Recap this week, by the way, is sponsored by the Acolyte Protection Agency, APA. We are always pounding ass.
There you go.
Of course, not the kind of ass pounding Reid is used to, but.
Hey, remember, he lost a job looping stuff.
And also, we got a second sponsor this week. The special Blaze and Cactus Show, because, this is two shows in one, so that's the Hastily Kayfabed Recap sponsor. The sponsor for our show this week is the Senor Benjamin's Landscaping Service. Whether you want your lawn to look its best or if you need someone to prepare the battlefield for deletion, look no further than Senor Benjamin's Landscaping Service.
His services are absolutely delightful.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of, and you might say that his landscaping is so good that has woken Matt Hardy.
Yeah, so I guess let's get the regular shit out the way.
Yep.
All right. Well, WWE's touring India this week. They actually had the Raw guys actually had a pretty busy week this week. I think they worked 5 or 6 days out of the week.
I think
Literally jumping between the US, I think they did the South American tour and then they did fucking India.
I'm not sure, but I know when Cesaro put up that picture on Instagram, I think he said it was like 8 shows in 7 days or something.
Yeah, 8 shows in 7 days. That shit's nuts. And I think that was just the Raw crew. I don't think any of the SmackDown guys were there. I know the SmackDown guys were there for India.
Oh, I'm not sure. But I know that apparently Triple H's golden shovel was delayed through customs because Roman went over. So he's still the Intercontinental Champion much to the chagrin of the marks out there.
I love it. I hope he never loses the IC title. I hope he breaks Monkey's record.
But Triple H got the golden shovel back in time to defeat Jinder Mahal.
He got there just in time. It was sent Air India. So it smelled horrible.
Oh, bro.
Just like their cabs.
I'm guessing
an Indian guy, folks. By the way, this show isn't going to be PC this week at all.
Well, no shit. It's the Blaze and Cactus Show. It's just got the Hastily Kayfabe name.
So if words like shit, fuck, asshole, faggot, queerby, all that stuff offends you, you just shut it off now.
Yeah. Basically, this show is like the NWA going to CZW, which is exactly what happened. I never thought would. Where apparently not only did they get the undeserving CZW marks got not only an NWA title match, but a title change
in front of these fucking washed fucking mark faggots who sit there. They'll boo an NWA title match, but a cheer for someone having a weed whacker turned onto their fucking stomach.
Did you actually sit down and watch that match or no?
I haven't watched it yet. I keep meaning to sit down and fucking take a watch of it.
It was so disrespectful. It wasn't even funny. I know the crowd sometimes doesn't get into certain matches. I get that. But when you're sitting there with your stupid chants like delete, or this match sucks, or fuck this guy, or fuck that guy, that's not what, I'm sorry to be a mark for it, but that's not what the NWA is about. It's tradition, which is something these people know nothing about.
Well, you got to remember, most of these guys started watching wrestling during the Attitude Era.
Dude, David Cassidy just died, and already somebody's come out and accused him of sexual harassment.
Mm-hmm. It's like, Jesus Christ. The body's still warm.
Yeah, really.
People are pieces of shit.
That's just society in general.
Mm-hmm.
That's society in general.
Everyone is a pity me, poor me, wah.
And by the way, speaking of rape, the fucking Giants got raped today. I had to watch that on live television.
We them girls.
They should have fucking brought in the mercy rule. But you would think with this Me Too movement, they wouldn't show rape on TV anymore. Especially if it's happening live and fucking like as it happens. Like literally watching that game, I got flashbacks to fucking Jodie Foster and The Accused.
Right on the pinball machine.
Huh?
Right on the pinball machine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shit.
Of course, now no one would want to rape her.
I'd still rather fuck Jodie Foster than Kelly McGillis. Kelly McGillis looks like a man. No means
Jesus Christ, the Jets got blown out.
no means no. Well, who the fuck would want to screw you?
Jesus, the Jets got blown out 23-0.
Damn, that's another rape on TV. Oh, brother. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of rape on TV.
Oh,
So I guess we can call it a show, or you got something to talk about?
well, I guess we're good for now. We gave our predictions for the pay-per-view. We hyped Big Naked Corey, Big Naked Ranch.
Yep. We talked about the news in a non-homosexual manner
Mm-hmm.
that didn't need to be interjected every 5 minutes.
Exactly.
So this is what happened when straight people have a podcast. You know, things actually happen.
Yeah.
And for the better.
No one's talking about the men they want to make love to. At least John keeps those opinions to himself when no one's around.
Oh, God. So for Cactus, I'm Johnny Blaze. And for the Blaze and Cactus Show version of Hastily Kayfabed Recap, Merry Christmas, except for the Jews, because all of you killed Jesus.
You murdering bastards.
Because we might as well say that because we don't know when we're going to shoot our own show again. Because we just do this whenever the hell we feel like, and we were just forced to do it today, since all the homos called out. So, for that being said, take the happy holiday, shove it up your ass. It's Merry Christmas, not Happy Hanukkah or Ramadan or whatever the fuck you people other believe in.
America.
And by the way, it's December 10th, so you have about 15 days left to get a Christmas tree. Good night, everybody.
In stores now. Your mom's new release on Hands and Knees. Featuring 15 tracks of the rawest, hardest, deepest pounding your mom can dish out. See your mom perform ass play at the Haven't Been a Virgin in Years mega store on the corner of 69th and 42nd in New York City. Your mom will also be performing oral, bent over the toilet, in the back door, and the acoustic version of Canine Love, along with many others. For the low price of $9.99, you can get your mom's pass on CD with tracks like With the Mailman, Slip and Slide with KY, Teabaggin', Taking It All, and 9-inch Dildo. And do not forget your mom's videos on sale for only $12.99 with titles like Your Mom Exposed, Your Mom In Through Her Outdoor, and Live with Your Mom, Rooter, Roar, and On Your Face. And look for the soon-to-be-released Your Mom's Harry Box set, with many collector's editions like Sit on My Face and Tell Me You Love Me, and the highly sought-after and rare Smooth Teen Box. And do not forget to pick up a copy of the latest artist to sign on your mom's label, Bloody Rag, with their new album, Dripping Clot. Kidney Stone Magazine says that your mom performs on hands and knees better than a high-priced whore. So run out and drop a load on your mom. We did.